for the next generation, or that are up and coming, you're gonna face these rejections. But I would say it's not an L as in you lost here. It's an L for learning, and from learning you become stronger. Um, I experienced a lot of rejections, but at some point I just told myself, look, man, you just have to be numb for this, you know. So my main goal is, if I send out an email, or if I'm trying to reach out to a person that where I feel like, after doing the proper research, I always say do the proper research, and don't put yourself out there as a performer when you want to introduce yourself to a show production. Try to think as a producer what he or she needs for their show or for their audience. And then if you understand that, if you just switch it around and become the producer or the director or one of the casting team members, then you start realizing what they need for the show. And then you can start asking yourself the question, do I fit in what they already have? So that's why I always say, like, do your proper research about the show. Uh, I've never done a Spiegel tent show. I've tried to. I reached out to Palazzo when I was when I was more, on the German market side, um, but it didn't happen because I saw the potential, and I seen myself like, yeah, I can do this, but they were not able to see that, which is fine, you know. And I did have, a good conversation with the director, and she really liked it and stuff. But there was not like a follow through, like, okay, now we're gonna do this, like, it wasn't. But my goal is to, when I introduce myself, is to be seen, and that I'm on their radar, and it can take 1 year, it can take 2 years, it can take 2 weeks, it can take 5 months, you don't know. But my main goal is that, to be seen, that, like, hey, there's this guy, and he's great, but we don't see it now, but let's just keep him on the radar, and let's see if that, we'll find a way in the future. So it's still like, I try to keep everything as open as possible, as open as possible. And then from there, it's just patience. And then every year, or every 8 months, or maybe 10 months, or maybe after 2 years, you'll be like, hey, I'm still here, just letting you know. I've been doing this and this and this. So when I got into Teatro Zinzanni, I was already doing my homework, after I obtained my O1 visa. I was training. I was asking, like, friends about Spiegel World, and, like, what's the stage format? Like, what are the measurements? So then they told me, like, these are the measurements. So what I did when I was in Vegas, I start training, with those measurements, because I never done a Spiegel tent format show. And then I did the Moisture Vest live broadcast in 2021. That was November 2021. And then it was the producer, he saw the live broadcast, and the next day when I flew back to Vegas, I got an email and said, "Hey, I've seen you on this broadcast, and are you available for Teatro Zinzanni?" While I was doing my pre-work, just to be prepared in case a scenario comes up that I will be like in a Spiegel tent stage, on a Spiegel tent stage, because it's different. You have to perform 360.